Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about ulcer. Ulcer means an open sore, be it of the skin, eyes, mucous membrane. It can be caused by an initial wearing off or wearing away of the surface concerned. Now you can see mucous membrane like a wall that can paint itself with mucus. Now let's talk about the truth about what causes ulcer. See, not because of the pepper or the too much pepper you take or the spicy food or the coffee, and it's really because of the starvation or skipping of food. Mostly it is caused by a bacteria that you can call Helicobacter pylori. Your stomach contains what we call gastric juice. One of the components of gastric juice is gastric acid or stomach acid. At maximum concentration, the strength of this acid is just below that of car battery. The acid is actually to help in breaking down and digesting the food that we eat daily easily. The acid also activates the enzymes that help in digesting the food. Though the stomach walls have ways to protect itself from the corroding and eroding effect of every strong acid. One of these ways is the painting of the inner walls with what we call mucus. Now the problem of ulcer comes when there is too much acid than needed or too little mucus to protect the wall of the stomach. Well, mucus is there to oppose the acid. Now, this is the right time I tell you that starvation or being hungry is not the actual cause of ulcer. But yeah, eating regularly helps you as it gets the acid something to work on instead of your stomach wall. Basically, the story goes that as the stomach wall gets less mucus to protect its surface from getting eroded by the acid then attacks and just like erosion, erodes the wall of the stomach. Well, the same can happen when too much acid, more than what the normal level of mucus can handle or balance, are being produced by the stomach. Another careful thing, one set of drugs you must be very careful about are called NSAIDs, meaning non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Examples are aspirin, ibuprofen, those painkillers predisposes you to ulcer, can cause ulcer. What they do is that they prevent the formation of prostenoids. Just call them policemen. Prostenoids keep the acid production in check just so they don't get overproduced. So what do you think will happen if these policemen can no longer be produced? NSAIDs also weaken resistance of the stomach wall to acid as they irritate the gastric mucosa or gastric wall. Yeah, those protective paintings that we talked about. Not just that, NSAIDs also reduce blood flow to the digestive tract, which is the part through which food travels through and get digested. So the ulcer wounds can't easily heal. Now to the most important cause, H. pylori. These are bacteria that can and will always derive pleasure from breaking down the stomach painting, stomach walls. They can wear off the protective mucosa or protective paintings. Getting infected with these bacteria can be the surest way to getting ulcer. If you are thinking of asking how do people even get this bacteria, well, they pass from person to person through saliva. I'm not against kissers here. And they can get through vomiting, fecal matter. H. pylori may also be spread through contaminated food or water. So where do we get the story of ulcer wrong? That taking spicy food cause or aggravate ulcer symptoms is not true. Spicy food or pepper aggravating or increasing the symptoms or pain of ulcer only happens in a few people. Studies shows that capsaicin, the ingredient responsible for spiciness in pepper, can actually stimulate stomach to produce protective waste against ulcer. Just imagine. Not just the stomach, the inner walls of the small intestine and lower esophagus can also get ulcerated. Remember that the food from the stomach is still highly acidic, and as it goes down to the duodenum, which, well, is not as protected as the walls of the stomach, so they can easily get ulcerated. Ulcer in any of the places along the path
that food travels through or the digestive tract is called peptic ulcer. We shall continue with the little habits and things that can cause ulcer instead of the wrong notion with pepper and hunger and the rest, and the complications that can result from ulcer. Also, how you can manage ulcer and how, well, ulcer is curable. All coming up next. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be with us. Bye until next time.